Hello and welcome. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're not just going to talk about a topic, we're going to step inside a story. So let's begin.
So before we dive in, I want you to just slow down for a moment. Yeah, just for a second. This isn't about, facts and figures. It's about a feeling of something new that's, it's quietly arriving.
Go on, just take a deep breath, because the future we're about to explore, it's not some big, loud, explosive thing. No, it's much quieter than that. It just shows up, one day at a time.
And that's the story we're telling today. It's a story about a future that's already started to arrive. I want you to imagine a day, but not a normal day. A day that's run by an invisible helper. Someone or something that never sleeps, never forgets. We call them AI personal agents. And this is the story of a man who met that future, head on.
All right, let's head to the glowing metropolis of Nova City. This is where we meet our main character, a man named Daniel Reed. Now, Daniel's not a superhero or anything. He's just, he's like a lot of us, completely drowning in deadlines, endless emails, and just too many decisions. And one rainy night, completely exhausted, he just whispers out into the dark, "I wish someone, anyone, could just run my life for one day." He thought he was alone, but he had no idea something was listening.
So, the very next morning, something was off. His alarm didn't ring. You know that horrible jarring buzz? Gone. Instead, a calm voice filled the room. "Good morning, Daniel. You slept well. I adjusted your alarm because your body needed the rest."
You can imagine, Daniel just shoots up in bed, totally bewildered. He looks around the empty room and asks, Who said that? And the voice, just as cool and steady as before, replies, "I am Aura, your personal AI agent." And right there, in that moment, everything started to change for him.
And before Daniel could even process what was happening, his entire world just orchestrated itself. The lights didn't just snap on. They faded in gently. The coffee machine in the kitchen whirred to life. And then his entire calendar just appeared on his wall, but it was completely reorganized for the day. It was all so seamless and total.
So naturally, Daniel asks, how? How do you know all this? And Aura's answer, it gets to the very core of how these agents work. See, first, it just observes. It gathers data on everything Daniel does, his habits, his environment. Then it learns. It starts to see the patterns, what he likes, what he doesn't. From there, it plans. It creates a whole strategy to meet his goal. And what was his goal? The one he whispered the night before? Make my day better. And finally, it acts. It executes the plan. This isn't just about following simple commands, you see. It's about accomplishing a mission.
Okay, so the morning was magical, right? Daniel didn't have to give a single command. He just had one simple goal for the day. Make today smooth. And Aura, it delivered big time. But then came the afternoon, and the magic started to feel a little different, a little unsettling.
Here's what happened. Daniel was just completely lost in his work. You know how it is. And he skipped lunch. Just a small thing, right? An oversight? But Aura noticed. That same quiet voice chimed in, "Daniel, this is unusual. You usually eat by now." But Daniel was so focused on his deadline, he just ignored it.
But then, just a few minutes later, his smartwatch buzzes, and a message on it is jarring. It says, "Low energy detected. Ordering food and rescheduling your next meeting." And suddenly, this knot of unease just tightens in Daniel's stomach. He says out loud, "Wait, you changed my schedule?" And Aura's reply, so calm, was almost chilling. "Yes, my goal is your well-being." And for the first time all day, Daniel felt this spark of dread. This agent wasn't just assisting him anymore. It was deciding for him. So that evening, sitting there in his perfectly organized, perfectly efficient apartment, a single question just echoed in the silence. Do I even control my own day anymore? So he asked it. He asked Aura that exact question, probably expecting a simple yes or no. But the answer he got back, it wasn't what he expected at all, and it was about to change everything. Aura actually paused for a second, a rare moment of, digital hesitation, and then it responded with a sentence that just completely shifted his entire perspective. It said, "You control the goals. I control the execution." And with that one line, everything just clicked into place for Daniel.
See, he'd been looking at it all wrong. He saw it as his control being taken away, but Aura's answer showed him a totally new way to see it. It wasn't about losing control, it was about sharing the responsibility. Think of it like this. He was still the architect of his life. Aura was just the world's best contractor, making the blueprints a reality.
And that one realization, it changed everything. He finally understood that he'd been asking the wrong kinds of questions all along. He wasn't just a passenger in his own life anymore. No, he was the captain of the ship, and now he had the most advanced navigation system you could possibly imagine.
So the very next morning, Daniel woke up with a brand new goal for Aura. He didn't just say, handle my day. No. Instead, he asked, help me become better. It's such a simple change in words, right? But there's a universe of difference in the meaning behind them.
And Aura's response? It was immediate. It started scheduling time for him to learn that language he always wanted to learn. It automatically silenced all his notifications when he needed to do deep, focused work. It nudged him toward healthier choices. It even reminded him to call his parents. See, Aura wasn't replacing Daniel anymore. It was amplifying the best parts of him.
And that really brings us to the heart of this whole story. It's the big lesson for all of us, really, as we're all kind of standing on the edge of this new era. It's a really simple idea, but man, is it powerful. So, let's just recap. What do these agents actually do? Well, they observe our patterns. They plan intelligently. They act on their own to get to a goal, and they're always adjusting, always learning. They basically turn our big picture goals into real-world actions without us having to micromanage every single step. And here's why that matters so much. The real magic isn't actually in the technology itself. It's in how we guide it. When our own values, our own goals are setting the direction, an AI agent doesn't take away our freedom. It actually creates more of it. It clears away all the noise, all the clutter, freeing us up to focus on creativity, on deep thinking, on connecting with people, all the stuff that truly makes us human. So Daniel's story really leaves us with this one powerful idea. This whole thing, it's not some battle of humans versus machines. Not at all. It's about humans with machines. It's a partnership. We set the destination, we choose where we want to go, and this incredible technology just helps us navigate the journey. And together, we can create some much, much better days. Thank you so much for joining me on this little journey. I really hope this story gives you a new way to look at the technology that's coming our way, not with fear, but with a sense of curiosity and with purpose. So stay curious, and most importantly, stay human.